Welcome. This video is about California paid leave for parents and workplace rights, brought to you by the California Work and Family Coalition. The coalition is a statewide alliance of organizations united in the belief that all people should have the time and resources to care for themselves and each other. My name is Charlotte Flanders. I'm part of the coalition staff, and I'm here today with my colleague Angelica Andrade to present to you on Know Your Rights. For pregnant parents, please watch our video on California paid leave and workplace rights for pregnant parents to get a better understanding of your paid leave rights. In California, there are laws that support workers when they need to bond and care for a newborn, adopted, or foster child. It is important to learn about wage replacement programs and job protection laws. If a worker is eligible and meets the requirements, they could take paid family leave and have the right to return to work after their leave. This video will help you understand the requirements of paid family leave, PFL, and the California Rights Act, CFRA, and how they work together. Let's begin with paid family leave for bonding as a father, non-birthing parent, foster, or adoptive parent. While on leave in California, how do I get paid? Paid family leave and disability insurance are like two halves of a whole. They are both wage replacement programs funded by the California Disability Insurance Fund, which is funded through employee contributions, your money. In California, we have pay for when we can't work if you are pregnant, disabled, caring for a family member, or bonding with a new child. As you see in the graphic on this page, you see California State Disability Insurance Fund. That is the fund. You see the two halves of disability insurance and paid family leave. What makes these two different is the reason why you would take leave. As you see in the yellow, disability insurance, you would take this for your own serious health condition or pregnancy-related condition. In the red, it's for paid family leave. You would take paid family leave for bonding with a new child, caring for a seriously ill family member, or preparing for a military exigency. We do have other short videos on your own serious health condition for pregnant parents and for caregiving. But for this video today, we're focusing on bonding with a new child as a non-pregnant parent. Eligibility requirements for paid family leave and disability insurance. These both programs have two similar requirements. One is paying into state disability insurance, and the second one is to earn at least 300 from which SDI deductions were withheld during a base period. We have hyperlinked here the EDD calculator, Employment Development Department calculator. And this will help you estimate the amount of your benefits throughout leave, and everything that you see on our slides today that is hyperlinked will be available to you in the slides, and you can just click through the slides and get the resources that you need. Now, the eligibility requirements that are different for both of these is the reason why you're taking leave. For paid family leave, to be eligible, you need to take leave when you have a new child or need to care for a seriously ill family member. How do I know if I'm contributing to the SDI, State Disability Insurance? One of the simplest ways to know is to check your pay stub. If you see on this example here, it's checking your pay stub. And if you see in the red box, if you find the wording CA, State Disability Insurance, or CA SDI, that means you're contributing to the fund and you're eligible. Qualifying reasons for paid family leave, PFL. Paid family leave provides partial pay for the qualifying reasons for parents to bond and care for a newborn, adopted, or foster child, and you must take the leave within the first year after birth or placement of the child. You can also take PFL for caregiving.
While on paid family leave, you will receive partial wage replacement, 70 or 90% of normal weekly wages, which is up to $1,681 per week in 2025. 70 or 90% is determined by your income, and the Employment Development Department will determine that during the application process. You can receive paid family leave for up to 8 weeks, and your leave can be taken all at once or in parts, hourly, daily, or weekly. You can apply through the EDD website within 41 days or later with good cause.
It's important to note that citizenship and immigration status do not affect the eligibility of paid family leave and state disability insurance benefits. Paid family leave for bonding application. To apply for bonding, you would go to edd.ca.gov as seen here on the sticky note. You would create a one-time benefits program online account on the EDD website. You can apply online or by mail. The application will require proof of relationship to verify that you are the parent. There are other requirements throughout the application, so please read carefully. Write down the form receipt number found on the confirmation page after completing the application to keep track of this process. One frequently asked question that we received is, does an employee have to work a minimum number of hours or days before becoming eligible for paid family leave or state disability insurance benefits? No, you do not have to work a minimum number of hours or days to be eligible for paid family leave or state disability insurance benefits. The amount of benefits you receive is determined by the earnings in a base period, not by the number of hours or days that you have worked. Again, we have hyperlinked the EDD calculator here to calculate your benefit amount. Another frequently asked question we receive is, can my partner and I both use paid family leave to bond with our child? Yes, both parents can use paid family leave to bond with a new child. You and your partner may, but do not need to use paid family leave at the same time. For workers who are not eligible for paid family leave, there are organizations that do not automatically pay into CASDI as they have their own paid leave program. Some of these workers are government and federal workers, independent contractors, self-employed, and freelance employees. It's best to speak to human resources or a union representative to better understand the paid leave rights at your job if you're not eligible for the California State Disability Insurance. There are ways to opt into CASDI through the Disability Insurance Elective Coverage Program, and we have hyperlinked more information about that here. Finally, it's important to know that paid family leave and state disability insurance are wage replacement programs only. They do not require your employer to give you your job back when you return from leave. With that, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Angelica, to talk us through job protection.
Okay, so now that Charlotte has gone over paid family leave, or in other words, wage replacement, we are going to move on to job protection. So how do I protect my job while on paid family leave for bonding? There are state and federal laws that protect your job while you are on leave. Your employer is only required to protect your job if you are covered by the state and or federal laws. If you qualify for job protection, your employer must guarantee your job or a comparable job when you return from leave and maintain your benefits during leave. Refusing your request for leave or retaliating against you for using or attempting to use leave is also prohibited. As you can see here, we have state versus federal job protection laws. On one side, you can see the state of California, where we have the California Family Rights Act, also known as CFRA. We also have pregnancy disability leave, also known as PDL, and this applies to California only. On the other side, you see all of the United States, where we have the Family Medical Leave Act, also known as FMLA, and this applies to the United States. However, in this video, we will focus on CFRA because it is a stronger law than FMLA. CFRA covers and protects more California workers. The qualifying reasons under the California Family Rights Act are if you are taking time off to bond with a newborn, recently adopted child, or a foster child. The eligibility requirements for CFRA and FMLA are 1 year on the job, have worked 1,250 hours in the prior year, so about 25 hours a week, and work at an employer with 5 or more employees. Your rights under CFRA and FMLA are 12 weeks per year that can be taken all at once or intermittently, restored to same or equivalent job, continuation of health benefits, and protection from discrimination and retaliation. To notify your employer that you are taking time off under CFRA, you do not need to complete an application to be protected by CFRA, but you do need to notify your employer that you are taking time off. It is best to notify your employer in writing. You can find sample letters on our resources slide at the end of this video. Now that we have talked about both wage replacement and job protection, how do wage replacement and job protection laws work together for an eligible worker? In this visual, you can see how wage replacement and job protection work for a parent who is taking bonding time. This parent is eligible for both PFL and CFRA. This parent has 8 weeks of wage replacement and job protected bonding leave. But as you see, bonding under PFL ends at 8 weeks. But under CFRA, they would still have an additional 4 weeks of unpaid but job protected leave. Now, if you don't qualify for job protection, you can still use paid family leave as long as you pay into the state disability insurance fund. You can ask your employer to hold your job while you are on leave. Unfortunately, though, your employer is not legally obligated to hold your job while you are on leave. There are multiple steps to ensure your rights. Talk to your doctor and or medical provider. talk to your employer, talk to the Employment Development Department, also known as the EDD, document your communication, and make sure to get everything in writing so that there is a record of it. And new rights as of January 1st, 2023. To start off, we have Chosen Family, where California caregivers who qualify for CFRA will be able to take caregiving leave for a seriously ill designated person in addition to listed family members, who they will designate when they request leave from their employers. The designated person can be any individual related by blood or whose association with the employee is the equivalent of a family relationship. The next one is bereavement leave. All employees working for an employer with 5 or more employees and who have been employed for at least 30 days will be eligible for up to 5 days of unpaid but job-protected bereavement leave. And now moving on to our resources, we have our paidfamilyleave.org website that is available in both English and Spanish, where you can find information on paid leave, know your rights, and how to advocate with us. Our newest resource is the Resource Hub, and it is available on our workfamilyca.org website, where you can find more information on paid leave and more short videos focused on different reasons to take paid leave. In this last resource slide, we have hyperlinked many helpful resources focused on paid leave, resources for parents, caregivers, and your own serious health condition, and resources from the EDD. The slides will be linked in the description for everyone to be able to access. If you have any questions, you can find the Coalition's contact information on our website at workfamilyca.org. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this Know Your Rights video.